goosebumps every time, yeah, 713. Through the 281, yeah, I'm riding. Why they on me? I'm flying. Sipping low-key. I'm sipping low-key and honest. Rider, rider. I get those goosebumps every time. I'm around, yeah. You lose on mine. You make everything for fun. Worry about who's fun.
Yeah, the duties were there in Premier. Newcastle United.
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the hype. Throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time. Yeah, when you're not around me, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time.
Up the mugs. Yes, sir.
Get in.
Come on, boy. Get in there.
Get
Love
in.
it.
Hello and welcome to Loaded Mag NUFC. This is the reaction show, and it's a positive reaction. Get the shades on. Shades on. Everyone in the chat has got their W's in and has their shades on as well. We're after beating Ipswich 3-0. We were expecting to beat them, but still a job had to be done, and a job we did. I'm going to check in with the boys first before we get into things. Peter, how are you today?
Only my mum calls me that. So let's have a little bit less of that. But yes, I'm good. I'm good. W's in the chat, people. Get those W's in right now for the big 3 points in the bag. I'm feeling good. It has been a good weekend so far. Finished off nicely with 3 points in the bag. Nothing else could be better right now, boys. Happy days. How about you, Chris? How's things?
All good, mate. All good. Little bit of a nervy first half. I felt like it wasn't going to go our way. Thankfully, it did. But yeah, on a personal level, mate, I'm good. I'm good. Funnily enough, right, I'm going to ask you this because I was going to type it and I can't type it. And the reason I can't type it is because on yesterday afternoon, I spilt a cup of coffee over my laptop. And what I was going to ask you boys, where I went to type it and I won't, is anybody creating markers on the show? Or is that just my laptop creating markers?
That's just your laptop. What do you mean by
Yeah,
markers?
I haven't got a clue. I was like, oh, is this a new thing that we're doing, creating markers? But yeah, it keeps flashing up on the top of my screen that I'm creating a marker every 10 seconds.
Oh, right. You can do that though. That was a new feature that came in to StreamYard. I'll talk to you about that.
You'll be pleased to know that I'm creating one every 10 seconds, mate. So we're going to have everything recorded. Yeah, so yeah, it's all there, mate. It's all there. But yeah, I'm good, mate. On a personal level, I am good. Been a nice start to the weekend, and isn't it nice as well, boys? And I said this earlier in the chat. Isn't it nice that we haven't got to be looking over our shoulders this weekend because we've done our job, and yeah, we've got the 3 points in the bag, and nobody else plays who affects us today, which is great. In fact, nobody else plays this weekend who affects us, do they?
No.
As far as I'm aware. So that's also good. But that's how you do it, mate.
I'm doing grand. Yeah, pity your blue mates couldn't help us out earlier in the day. But yeah, look, it wasn't to be. We just had to take care of business ourselves, and I think we're going to have to do that for the rest of the season. Really, would not rely on others and just take care of business. All good to me. Let's get into it. Let's get this review show underway because this is the squad that took to the field. And first of all, you'll notice straight away that this man is back. Sven Botman is back in business, back on the bench. And the man that put him on that bench is this man, because he's back as well. Eddie Howe is back. Great to see Eddie back. Again, he obviously not 100% yet, but great to see him back in the dugout where he should be. And now there was no Joelinton. That's why you see Willock front and center there in the picture. So Joelinton is out with a knee injury and is going to see a specialist today, I think. So yeah, we have to wait and see what that entails and whether we'll see him again this season. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know. We don't want to speculate. But Gordon is still on the bench as well, by the way. And we have two keepers on the bench. Yes, just if there ever was a sign that we need to strengthen the squad, it's having 2 keepers on the bench. But boys, what did you make of the lineup?
Go on, Chris.
Obviously disappointed to see Joelinton miss out. Hopefully he's okay. I'm sure more news will follow in due course. I think you posted something in our chat, didn't you, Pete, saying that he was going to see a specialist. So I suppose we'll just have to wait and see on that front. But yeah, fantastic to see Sven Botman back on the bench. That is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, other than that, I think the lineup was kind of as expected. Obviously Joe Willock came in for Joelinton. But the front three was exactly how I thought it'd be. Back four same, goalkeeper same. But yeah, I was pleased, and I did think actually that I was hoping to see a few of the bench players, and sure enough we did, which was great. But yeah, no problems at all with the lineup for me.
Peter, I'm going to come to you, but before that, I think we have an important message.
Derby is an attacker.
Yes. More of him later in the show. As Pete seems to be frozen, or as he's really thinking about things. Deep
No,
thought.
I think he's frozen, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's frozen. We might take him off screen for a second. We'll get him back in a second. But yeah, this is the Ipswich team as it took to the pitches. Well, you'll notice one Mr. Delap up there playing up top. But yeah, let's get into the game and we'll fly through it a bit. A lot happening. Okay, so in the first 20 minutes, only minor chances for both sides in that open 20 minutes, with Ipswich looking a bit dangerous in the air at set pieces, especially with them having 4 centre-backs on the pitch. It took until the 21 minutes, though, before the ball was in the net. I think we may have even had Pete back. Wait. Yes, we think we do have Pete back there. But yeah, we had in 21 minutes with the ball was in the net, the ball and how that ball got in the net was it came off Bruno, who was just standing there minding his own business in front of the keeper, yeah, the keeper went down like a sack of spuds, and VAR looked at that goal. The ref looked at it and said no goal. Bit of a strange one how that all came about. Was that a goal for you, boys? What do you, Pete?
Yeah, apologies. Yeah, I said to you that when we started, maybe it's off. Yeah, it has been all afternoon, to be fair. But so if I disappear, you will know why. But yeah, for me, it's 100% a goal. I'm assuming you're talking about the Bruno situation with the goal that was pulled out. Yeah. So yeah, for me, 100% it was a goal. Nothing wrong with it. Bruno is well within his rights to put himself in a position where he makes it difficult for the goalkeeper. At no point does he challenge the goalkeeper. There's no point does he barge into the goalkeeper. There's no point he commits himself to potentially committing a foul. So for me, it's a genuine goal all day, and I have to say, it sparked a number of things in the game that made me think that the referee had an absolute atrocious performance today. I thought he was awful for both teams across the whole 95 minutes, but in that moment, I thought he was poor. I thought it was embarrassing from their goalkeeper. The fact that he literally runs into Bruno and falls the way he does. He doesn't even touch Bruno. Like there's not even any sort of major contact that makes him fall the way he falls. So he clearly fabricated it to try and win a free kick. It should have been a goal. And I think it, at that point it would have been well deserved. We were starting to turn the screw, put a little bit of pressure on Ipswich.
We've lost Pete again. We give him a second.
Yeah, just in case he comes back. Oh, is he back?
He's back. You're
He's
back.
What point did you lose me? What point did you lose me?
You're in, just the last couple of seconds.
Yeah, you were doing like a review of the first half in general, I think, Pete.
No. So I was just saying. I was just saying we were starting to turn the screw at that point, but I thought, did you hear the bit when I was talking about the goalkeeper?
Yeah, and you said that the goalkeeper, Bruno didn't. The goalkeeper basically played it, didn't he? Because the goalkeeper like made the most of it, and then Bruno was stood there, and the goalkeeper made the most of it, and he was fortunate. I think that was the part you got to.
Yeah. I just thought I thought it was embarrassing from the goalkeeper, and that was kind of my key point. Really, I thought it was really embarrassing from the goalkeeper. I thought that for him to fall the way he did was embarrassing from his point of view, because there wasn't even that much contact. I thought we deserved it at that point. I thought we were turning the screw at that point, and I thought it was really, really harsh. Should have been a goal, wasn't given, and that's not the first time we've had a decision like that gone against us this season.
Boys, quick tactics change. Chris, you listen to what Pete's saying in case it gets cut off. I'll try and manage the chat because you can't use your keyboard, and we'll crack on. We'll crack on with the show. So let's go. Actually, I did want to mention one thing that I saw in the chat there, and it's one of our spanners. We stop everything and say happy birthday to Mike. It's Mike's 50th birthday. So happy birthday, Mike. Nice one. Mike's been with us for a long time. He'll be with us for another 50 years. Don't you worry about that. Nice one, Mike. Let's crack on. So that wasn't the non-goal. So Newcastle do start to apply the pressure then. Ipswich using all the playbook. Pulling Willock down, taking a dive to get a shootable free kick as well from Ben Johnson, who picked up a yellow for that. Then on to the 34th minute, Isak header over the bar. Then glasses are fogging up and can't even see my writing. Isak then had another shot straight after that. The side volley, but a difficult one for him. And he's kind of off form, and any other day he puts that in, he buries that. But he two chances in quick succession. Yeah. 36 minutes, though, Ipswich down to 10 as Ben Johnson cheating again, eh? A Ben Johnson cheating. That's not ever heard of before. But he's dragging Isak back as he gets past him. 2 yellows equals a red, so it's cheerio to Ben Johnson. They make the change then. Jack Clark of ex-Sunderland is off, and Chris, someone you may know, Ben Godfrey comes on to into the pitch, favourite of our Chris. But then for the next 5 minutes, it all gets a bit mad because here we go. 40 minutes, ball across the box by Murphy. Ipswich somehow take it off the toes of Isak and Willock. 42 minutes, ball off the line as Bruno's acrobatics. That's the word I was trying to go for. To get the ball goalward, and it's not rewarded. Byrne is then taken down by Delap. This is after they both got a yellow card. No, not even a shout for a penalty there. No looking out for a penalty. That was surely something we could have got from that. Then I'll just carry on and finish all this, and then we can talk about it. Because 44 minutes, Tonali then hits the crossbar from distance. Then 45 minutes, there's a penalty shout as Murphy's brought down by the Paraguayan lad. What's his name? Enciso, yes. VAR take a look at it. A great ball by Bruno, by the way. Then the ref goes to the monitor. He takes a long time at the monitor. It's a penalty, Newcastle. Isak steps up. Boom. 1-0 Newcastle. Cue the celebration from Isak after he can get in. And yes, I love that one. We've seen that before, haven't we? And he gets 22 goals, does Isak. So, yeah, it's so important for us to get that goal just before half-time and when we were applying a lot of pressure. And last thing to finish off that half before I get your thoughts on everything, and there is that the ref was having a bit of a mare as well in that first half. It was all over the place. But, boys, pick anything out there. Anything you want to discuss?
Go on, Chris. You go first, mate.
Pete mentioned it at the start of the show. Like, that first half was one of the worst first halves from a refereeing performance that I've seen. Like, it was absolutely, he had no control whatsoever over that game, particularly in the first half. It improved second half, but I think that's because The second half pace was just completely slowed down, so we could keep on top of it. But he was very much in danger at the end of that first half of just like completely losing it, because so many talking points and so many things missed as well, Daz. Just in terms of like, I feel like VAR missed a couple of opportunities to get involved. I think I said to you boys, you'll remember that it was Liam Delap and Dan Burn. Liam Delap and Dan Burn.
Is it the penalty king? Is he?
Well.
Woo-hoo. Sorry, Chris. Sorry.
No, mate.
Chris.
It was a nice intervention. Come on, Palace. But yeah, Liam Delap and Dan Burn got into a tangle in the box. Both got a yellow card, which again I didn't agree with. He should have just got over to them both and just had a word, but for some reason he just booked them both. And then shortly after that, and it was caught at the very corner of the camera, Liam Delap literally rugby tackles Dan Burn in the box. No VAR intervention whatsoever, which I just thought was crazy. And then it was shortly before the build-up to the penalty. There was a tackle. I can't even remember who made the tackle and who the tackle was on. I feel like the tackle was on. Was it maybe Tonali or Livramento? It was someone like that. But it was a ferocious tackle, and he was nowhere near the ball. And again, VAR just didn't get involved. I think at that point, VAR.
It was Willock, was it?
Was it Willock?
Oh, yeah, where you kind of rugby tackle him. Yeah,
it was a horrific tackle.
Mossy or something was his name.
Oh, Morsey. Yeah. It was a horrific tackle. It really, really was. So yeah, that should have been looked at. But yeah, to summarise it, I think it was a penalty. But I can see why people think it's soft, because at the end of the day, Enciso makes contact with Jacob Murphy, keeps hold of him, and then lets go. But as you saw in the replay, you can clearly see that Jacob Murphy's balance is off. His balance gets taken off because he's got hold of them. So for me, it's a penalty. But I do understand when people say it's soft, because you have seen ones like that not given. But as soon as the referee got called over to the screen, I knew then, it was going to be given. Really well dispatched by Alexander Isak. But yeah, I couldn't wait until that half was over as soon as we got the goal, because I thought, like, get in the dressing room, sort things out, and come out second half strong, get an early one, and just put this game to bed, because you knew we were. Pete described it as turning the screw. We were turning the screw in that first half, and then obviously the red card came. What I will say on the red card, by the way, absolutely madness from Ben Johnson making that challenge when he's on a yellow. Absolute madness. Beautiful piece of skill from Alexander Isak. I did actually think it was harsh for Ben Johnson to be booked in the first place. For the Dan Burn, they were saying that it was simulation. I didn't really think it was simulation, because there was contact there. But
it's Jordan for life.
Yeah. I don't think it was. But the second yellow, he's just absolutely stupid. If you're on a yellow, you don't do that. You don't then go and hold Alexander Isak back, because that was a yellow all day long. But yeah, he's unfortunate, in my opinion, overall, to see red. But it benefited us, so obviously no problems whatsoever with that. But yeah, a manic first half, and I'm just glad that we went in the lead at the break, because I think that was key. I think I was saying to myself on like 41 minutes, come on, make this pressure count. The Tonali strike was absolutely wonderful. As we mentioned earlier, Bruno's goal shouldn't have been disallowed, because he didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion. But yeah, it was just a crazy first half, mate. Crazy first half, but thankfully we went in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pete, your thoughts on Anthony and that crazy spell?
Yeah, it was a bit of a mad spell. It really was. It was it was a bit of a lull in the first part of the half, and you kind of thought, oh, this is not kind of how we wanted to start. We wanted to kind of come out the traps and really come out strong and firing, a little bit like we did against Leicester, when we had that bit of pressure on us. And it didn't quite work out like that, although we had a lot of possession. But we grew into the game. We started to really to turn the screw and start asking questions of Ipswich a little bit more as the half grew on. But yeah, Yeah, I can see what you're saying, Chris, in terms of the first yellow card for Johnson. It was harsh. He was though, and I think this is why the ref
trying to initiate.
He was trying to initiate the decision. He was trying to make the referee make a decision, because actually, you know, if he'd have just jumped over the leg, he was in. So it actually was to a disadvantage to him that he didn't just kind of go and play, like hit him and play on. I thought, you know, Dan Burn jumped in too early. I thought he could have gone toe to toe with him and kind of ushered him out wide. But look, he got the yellow card off the back of that. I think the second one's definitely a yellow card, but I do look at that situation and say, even if he didn't get sent off, I still think we'd have took the lead, because even before the red card, we were causing them problems and we were really penning them back. You talked about the Bruno Guimaraes chance and the Tonali strike was super. Why doesn't that guy shoot more? He has so many opportunities.
Why doesn't he take free kicks? That's my thing. It's some shot, and I'm like,
anything outside the box from that position. We've heard that he's got one of the hardest strikes, if not the hardest strike in the squad. Nick Pope said that in an interview a while back. He has so many opportunities to actually shoot. The amount of times he gets that, particularly at St. James's, and the fans are shouting, shoot, and he never does. He looks for the easy pass to the side. We need someone that can pump the ball from that distance and make the goalkeeper work. And he has that in his locker. We need to see that more. It's a great strike. He's so unlucky not to score that. And just those moments, you can see that we're asking questions of Ipswich a lot more, and you can see that they're really struggling with it. So the fact that we got that penalty, which was absolutely a stonewall penalty, again, another poor decision. The fact that the referee didn't see it in game live is really poor from that perspective. It was a penalty day. Great finish from Isak, and it was the perfect time for us to score, because we've been turning the screw, asking the question. We got the goal just before half time. So I think it relaxed us as fans to go, okay, we're in the lead now. That's where we want to be going into the break. But I think it would have relaxed the players as well to know that they're in front and that they've got the edge. But for me, I think it's exactly what we needed at that point in the half, because, you know, we hadn't looked as clinical as what we would have liked, but we were in the lead, and that's always something to kind of build on. So a sort of a half of two halves, I would say. The first half of the first half, not great. The second half of the first half, much better. And, you know, we had a couple off the line. We could have been 3 or 4-0 up at half time. There's no doubt about it.
A bit of an update, not really breaking news, but a bit of an update just from Jordan. He says from Eddie Howe, he's kind of knew this already, but he's going to see a specialist. He's trained yesterday, but he felt his knee wasn't 100%. Keep our fingers crossed it is not serious. So hopefully it isn't serious. So we'll more to come on that, I'm sure, in the next couple of days. Let's get back into it and let's get into that second half, because yes, Newcastle began the half probing, looking for gaps, shots from Tonali and Barnes in the first 3 minutes. Delap, just touch on Delap for a second, because he's very good at winning those free kicks for them and kind of relieving a bit of pressure on their defense. So yeah, he put in a good performance, you know, in a struggling Ipswich side, but one we should still keep an eye on, and for 30 million, it's a bargain. But we'll maybe talk a bit more about that towards the end. 55 minutes, ball lifted towards Byrne after a short corner move. Trips finds Byrne, who heads it over the line. I have a picture of that as well. Here we go. With Byrne with his goal to make it 2-0. This is Byrne with getting the head on it just to get across the line. Bruno's in there as well in the mix. Cue the celebration from Byrne. Boys, what did you make of that second goal from Big Dan Byrne?
Oh, Chris, mate, go for it.
Just a relief for me. Dan Byrne doing what Dan Byrne does best. Ball gets floated in to the back post, and Dan Burn just throws himself at it. Always makes me laugh when Dan Burn is in the air because he's huge anyway. But when he jumps as well, he's just massive, isn't he? So as soon as that ball got floated into that area, and then you saw Dan Burn leap, you just knew that the ball was going to end up in the back of the net. But it was a really crucial goal, and we said in our chat, didn't we, boys? You know, game done. That's it. Because that's what we needed. While it was 1-0, it was always still in the balance. But you know, for us to get that crucial goal, that's when you could see everyone just kind of take a big sigh and go, right, okay, let's just get on with this. Let's just see the game out. But yeah, made up for Dan Burn. It just another thing to add to what has been an absolutely fantastic season for him. He's been so crucial to us this season. He's been absolutely magnificent, and yeah, I was made up for him. But yeah, 2-0, game done. More than happy at that point.
More than happy. Just a reminder, smash that like button as well if you're in that chat, or if you're watching this on playback, smash that like button as well. If you're even listening to it back on Spotify or any of the audio platforms, go and hit us up on YouTube as well and get your comments in. We do see them. And we try to reply to as many as we can as well. Pete, your thoughts on Big Dan Burns' goal?
Brilliant. Exactly what we needed. We needed to break them down. We needed to score a goal in a different manner than through sort of in-game play, because it just wasn't quite working out. So what I will say is it's a lovely ball from Kieran Trippier. It's a brilliant ball. It's one of them that, you know, the goalkeeper can't come out and collect or command. It's put into an area where a 6'7" central defender can come and absolutely arrive in that box, and as soon as it's up in the air there, you can see Dan Burns' eyes light up and he just rises above everyone just to nod it in. But what I will say, it did look like it come off Bruno before it went in the net. Now, I could be wrong with that, but it looks like he heads it onto Bruno. And it comes off Bruno's shoulder before it goes into the net. Now, I don't know whether Bruno's in the goal at that point, which means it is obviously Dan Burns' goal, which is why I think they're probably just giving it to him. But just watching the replay back when I was watching the game, from looking at the goal, not behind the goal, looking at the goal, it looked like it hits Bruno on the way in. But someone at the game, if you're watching back and you see it and you saw it live, you may have seen it slightly differently. But look, who cares? It went into the net. 2-0. We're buzzing at that point and we're loving life, because we know even though the game is still going on, we know at that point it's job done. And even Paul Merson on Sky, when I listened back and he was talking about when the goal went in, even he said it at that point. I think he said it at 1-0, game done, but he definitely said it at 2-0. And it was definitely the case. At that point, there was no way back for Ipswich. I think, Chris, you said in the chat that it was like 1-0. It's very much, you know, it gives Ipswich a little bit of hope. And, you know, you're talking, if they get lucky, for example, because they didn't really create anything clear cut. If they get lucky, they may score. Well, that just ends that as a contest that we win the game. And for me, it was about, I said to you boys, I declared war at halftime. I'm thinking 1-0 up, 10 down to 10 men. Let's go for the goal difference. Let's try and get as many as we possibly can, because we lost ground losing to Villa last week. It's not just about the win, of course. First and foremost, we want the 3 points, but let's get that goal difference up, because it could well be crucial at the end of the season. And knowing that Chelsea won and only scored 1 goal, let's try and better them and get a couple more, because we're on equal goal difference before we kicked the ball this weekend. So, yeah, that was kind of my mindset when that second goal went in. Get in, love it, Dan Burn. Let's get more.
Well, Murphy did hear you, because he'd seen Tonali having a pop earlier. So Murphy decided to have a shot from distance as well. It just went wide. Newcastle then trying to work the magic in tight areas within the box. 66 minutes. Willock is off. Miley is on. Murphy is off, and Gordon is on. Barnes then switches out to the right. 69 minutes. 2 handballs from Greaves. No pen. Didn't even register really, but we continue on. 75 minutes. Isak off, Wilson on, Barnes off, Osula on. 79 minutes. Corner for Newcastle. Trips. Trips was in the cross. I forgot to write that bit. Yes, get ready with those W's in the chat, everyone, because Osula with the bullet header, top corner to make it 3-0 Newcastle. We have to play it again.
W's an attacker.
Yes, his first goal in the Premier League for William Osula, and yes, he is becoming a cult hero for Newcastle. Not one celebration, but 2 celebrations from our Will Osula. Boys, happy with that one?
Go on, Pete.
Oh, yeah. First and foremost, so glad that Will Osula scored. And secondly, it was a brilliant header. What a header. That's like a proper, even though he's playing right wing, that's a proper striker's header to finish that the way he did. And I'm you know what? I'm buzzing for the lad. I still maintain he needs to go out and get minutes next season and play. I actually think he's better as a right winger than he is as a striker. I think he's playing his best football out on the wing, but that header was absolutely brilliant. It was perfectly timed for us. And I think for me, just typifies that the progress that Will Osula is making is the right progress. Some people may say, "Oh, he needs more minutes. He needs to play more," and we're not giving him enough opportunities. But he's developing nicely, and it's great to see him score his first Premier League goal for the club. You're right, Dad. He is a cult hero. He's got such great personality. He's just a genuine young lad that's just enjoying playing for Newcastle United, playing in the Premier League, and I think he's enjoying being around top quality players, and he seems to be loved by everybody, and that's what you want to hear. So that's what you want to see. So great for him to score, and I have to say, lads, like not this is not just in relation to Will Osula, but in relation to like everyone that comes off the bench. It's not easy to come off the bench and impact the game. I've maintained that for a while now. In the conversation around Barnes and Gordon and all the rest of it, even with Wilson and Isak, it's not easy to come off the bench and influence. So it's really nice to see a player come off the bench and actually have an impact. Because I don't think, being honest, we haven't had that. We haven't had that for a while. A player coming off the bench and making an impact and doing something that changes the game in a significant way. And great to see Will Osula do that, celebrating as you would expect him to do. And yeah, getting that goal difference up, boys. Happy days all round.
Happy days. Before I go to Chris, I wanted to call out Newcastle United. Do you not know that we own
W's an attacker.
Now they're taking it as well.
Jesus. I did do that.
Well, yeah, Chris, thoughts on Will Osula's first Premier League goal?
Yeah, magnificent first goal, as Pete says. A proper old-fashioned striker's goal. Ball got looped in by Trippier. I think it was a little layoff from Murphy. Murphy looked like he was going to cross it, and then I think he did a little pass to Trippier. Trippier whipped it in, and then Osula, he really times his jump well. Because it was like a looping cross, and all he really had to do was just direct it because there was enough pace on it. But it was a really, really good header, and I'm absolutely delighted for him. It was funny seeing all his celebrations. I think he's copied Bruno in that sense, where not one's good enough. I'll do a few more. So no, it was great to see him overjoyed at scoring his first Premier League goal. And do you know what else I wanted to mention? And Marcus Villanova, he said it. Osula could have had 2 if Bruno didn't get in the way. I wanted to mention, and we've seen it a few times, boys. This is nothing new, but he did it a couple of times today, and I was just like, God, I can't remember. And genuinely, this is probably the biggest accolade I can give him. The last person that I remember playing in the Premier League who could do a step over and then move direction, the last person I've seen do that as quick as Will Osula was Cristiano Ronaldo. Like he is superbly quick at doing that step over and then move in direction. And it was causing Ipswich all kinds of problems. Really, really was. And that's something in his locker. We knew he had that skill anyway. that had been highlighted. I think he used it a lot when he was at Sheffield United. But that's something to harness. It really is, because as a defender, it must be so difficult because you don't know whether he's going to go left and you don't know whether he's going to go right. But he really, really impressive, and he's such a big lad. He's big, he's strong, but he's quick, and obviously because he's got that that skill, in abundance, that just makes him even more threatening. So the more we see of Will Osula, the better, in my opinion. In the summer, and I'm sure we'll get to it at squad games, what his future holds, who knows? It probably depends on who we bring in the forward line. If we bring someone in, I think if we don't and we sign Callum Wilson to a new contract, we could end up seeing Will Osula staying. I think if we bring someone new in and maybe Callum Wilson goes or stays, it may be that we go, do you know what, let's go and get him some minutes. For me, someone else in the chat put this, not my idea, it was somebody else. I do apologise, I can't remember who it was, but they said, wouldn't it be nice to send Will Osula to somewhere like Ipswich next season, going in the Championship, knowing that they're probably going to lose, they will lose Liam Delap. If Will Osula went in there, led the line for Ipswich Town in the Championship, I think he'd bag loads of goals. So maybe a move like that would be really good for him. But really pleased for him today. As you rightly said earlier, Daz, lovely personality, full of energy, full of enthusiasm, and he's loving his time, and it's great. So yeah, made up. He got his first goal, and a very, very impressive cameo performance from him.
Exactly. Watch out, CR7. Will Osula's going for you. Going for the throne. Right. 82 minutes. Shar off. Guess who's back? Back again. Sven is back. Tell a friend. Yes, Sven Botman is back. Great to see him back for the run-in. Geordie Josh must be disappointed though. He wrote him off, didn't he? No, I'm only joking, Josh. But so great to see Sven Botman back. But yeah, then 87 minutes, Bruno with a turn and volley after a chip from Trips. If that would have been class, but he put too much power on it over the bar. 91 minutes, Sula has another shot, but it gets the deflection off Lewis Miley and out. 93 minutes, Gordon says, I'll have a pop as well, but it just went past the post. 3-0, job done. To Newcastle, Ipswich relegated as well in the process. So yes, they are down along with Leicester and Southampton. All the teams that came up straight back down, same as last year. Which
don't let him leave, Daz. I tweeted that after the game. Don't let him leave, because Fabrizio Romano said that the 30 million release clause is now in effect. So I tweeted out and said, do not let him leave St. James's Park. If you're a Newcastle fan and you're at that game tonight, don't let him leave the stadium without signing that deal. That's for sure. He wasn't in the game very often, very much isolated. But the bits that I did see from him, I thought he was very good.
He was impressive.
He tried to hold up the ball well. He tried to link play. He tried to make things happen. Of course, he's coming up against a juggernaut in Newcastle United at their home ground, and it's always going to be difficult for him. But I thought he tried really well. He had glimpses of quality, and do not let him leave. Do not let him leave Newcastle without signing that deal. That's for sure, because it is now officially active, boys. He can sign a deal with the club in advance of the summer window.
I'll second that one. Get it done. Get it done.
I'll be honest, boys. I'm sending Osula on loan to play right wing. I'm not sending him to be a striker. Everything I've seen from him this season, Will Osula, I think he's played his best football on the right wing. I'm looking at that, and his natural attributes that what make him a good player for me, I think better suits him on the right wing as it does as a striker. I think he seems a little bit deer in the headlights when he plays up front, and you have to have a little bit of something different in terms of an understanding, which is absolutely fine if he's not got that. But playing where he plays the best, and for me, I'd be sending him somewhere where he plays on the right wing next season. Whether Ipswich take that on, I don't know, but yeah, a club like he should be going to a club that should be fighting for promotion next season, and Ipswich would absolutely be one of those teams. Leicester as well will also be.
I was going to say,
Southampton, any one of those three teams, I'd be sending him to. So, who knows?
And guys, I have this picture as well because of Tonali again. Outstanding for me. He always is Tonali. I think he is going to be my player of the season. I'm going to call it now. He's just immense. Boys, let's have a look at the Premier League table and where that finds us now, because we are sitting in a lovely little position in third. So on 62 points with a better goal difference now of plus 21, which is better than Chelsea, and it's better a lot better than Nottingham Forest. But they also have a game in hand, of course. Man City on 23 goals. We are looking good there, boys, with big games to come, of course, with Brighton up next weekend. Thoughts, lads, as we sit now in third?
Go on, Pete.
It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Back in third. We're looking good at the moment. Back in third, 62 points. The only one that hasn't played their game in hand is Forest. So all eyes on Thursday evening when Forest play Brentford. That'll be a very, very interesting game, and not a guarantee that they get 3 points. If Forest drop points on Thursday and say they get a draw at best, say for example, and they're sitting on 61 points, we're in the driving seat, boys, and not just in the driving seat, to get Champions League football. We're in the driving seat for third, which after last Saturday, I think the meltdown on the back of losing to Villa, I don't think many fans would have seen. But you look at that, third place, 62 points. I think it's a massive game, absolutely monumental game at the Amex next weekend. It's absolutely huge. If we can go and win there and be sitting on 65 points at the end of that weekend, I can't see anything but us getting Champions League football, guys. That's the big one for me. And of course, it's the big one because it's the next game. But that's the big one for me because it's a ground that we don't normally win at. But if we can go there and win, and get the 3 points, knowing that we have Chelsea to come to us, and that they have Liverpool next weekend, that could potentially wrap it up. And we talked about it on Top Table Talk. That could literally wrap it up. We've put ourselves in a great position to not only get Champions League football, but to finish it in third, lads. That's where I'm at right now. It's brilliant.
Before I come to you, Chris, I was just thinking about it today in the car I was driving this morning, and I was just thinking, as well as getting victory over Chelsea, which we need to do that's one more we're at home, and Everton the last day of the season. But I think we're going to have to get a win either at Brighton or Arsenal. Those two away games. I think we're going to need to get a win there just to make 100% sure that of a guarantee our Champions League spot. But Chris, your thoughts on where we're sitting now?
Yeah, no, it's a really strong position, isn't it? I think as Pete says, we need to really focus on that Brighton game. And Daz, I know that's always your favourite line. We need to focus on the next game. But I do genuinely believe if we can go to the Amex and go and win, it's absolutely huge. It's absolutely huge because if we've got 3 games left and we're sitting on 65 points, that's massive. Because you could argue that maybe we would only need 1 win. That is as little as we need. But obviously, we've got some tough games coming up. Chelsea at home, none less than, for me, if we go and beat Brighton at the Amex, for me, Chelsea then, I think I said this on the last show, Chelsea then becomes must not lose. As long as we don't lose to Chelsea, if we go and beat Brighton, then I think it's done. I really, really do. Because I don't expect the other teams to pick up as many points. And if that was to happen, we'd then be on 66 points with Arsenal away and Everton at home remaining. And I'd be more than confident that we pick up at least 3 points from those 2 games at least. So yeah, we're nearly there, boys. We are very, very nearly there. today, I think a lot of people would have said that, today was a given. Like we would win, but you've still got to go in and put the performance in, and you've still got to make sure that you pick up those 3 points by any means necessary, and that's what we did. And I think the way the fixtures have fell is good because, as I say, there's a bit of a gap now, but we've done our job. We can sit back, relax, and get ourselves prepared for Brighton. All eyes will be on the Forest game midweek, because if Forest don't pick up maximum points, that's a favour carrot for us when we go to Brighton to see if we can get those 3 points and try and really nail Champions League football down.
Nice one, Chris. I'm just having a look to see, did that picture come out? Have they put out a picture yet for this? The team celebration photo. I haven't seen it yet, so not out yet. No, not at all. But yeah, that's it, boys. We'll go to some comments and questions. What have we got?
Absolutely. Let's go to them. So let me see.
This man, Jop, first, because Jop has received his prize from via you, Chris. See, you sorted all this out.
Yes. Jop has got himself a new Newcastle United shirt. Jop, we're gonna have to put that on the screen. I haven't. Well, I don't know if you called up at the start of the show, mate, but my laptop is not in a good place at the moment. But hopefully for the next show, I'll make sure that we get your shirt loaded up, mate. But I'm glad that you received the money, and I'm glad that it's gone to a good prize. So yeah, Jop has got himself a new. I believe it's the away shirt, isn't it? The Ginola
I'm gonna
shirt.
get it, Chris.
Call it. Oh, have you got it? Have you got it?
No, give me a sec. It'll take me a sec to get it, but
good, mate. Good, nice one.
Just while you're getting that, I have to say, I've been watching that Palace game. Palace should be 3-0 up.
Really?
Yeah, it's obviously half time at the moment, but like Mateta had a goal ruled out that was no way foul in the build up to that goal that Mateta scored. And I don't know who it was in the box, but the ball gets played across in the box unopposed, and I think it might be Tariq Mitchell, and he miskicks it, and he's literally like 8 yards out. Free hit in front of goal, and he miskicks it. He kicks it off his left foot when he tries to strike it with his right. They should be 3-0 up. Like it's all. I think the second half's about to start, but they should be 3-0 up right now. Like Palace have been. Claire, you just put Palace as the better team. They have been absolutely the better team. There's no doubt about it. Will Villa react? We'll wait and see. But Palace deserve to be in the lead right now, and they look like the ones that could get the next goal. Fair play.
It's good. And you know what, Peter, on the last show, you said that, didn't you? You said that you fancied Palace to get something.
Yeah, I did.
There it is. There's Jota. There he is. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
Nice one.
Love that shirt.
Oh, that's glory. Sorry, I couldn't load it up. It's
good
a
man.
Different type of file, but cool.
But I'm glad you got that.
What have we got in the chat?
Congratulations, mate. Right. Seeing as though we were talking about this, we've only got a couple of questions here, but seeing as though we were talking about this earlier, Lee Jones asks, lads, would you be happy if we started the season with Alexander Isak, Liam Delap, and Will Osula as the striker options? Would you be content with that, or would you be wanting more?
That's not a bad option. Then I would want a right winger as well. Of course. Yeah, because I would imagine then, we're getting a decent right winger, we're getting a decent right centre back, we're getting a goalkeeper as well as everything else there, and maybe a few surprises. But yeah, no, Delap is quality. He can do a job for us. For 30 million, he'll increase in value as well. So yeah, why not?
Pete, I'm gonna ask you this question, but also with an extra little add-on. Were you convinced? So as well as this, were you convinced from the performance that you saw today from Liam Delap that he is the answer? And if Newcastle were to get a deal done, would you then be content that the strike force is sorted, and then would you, like Daz has mentioned there, would you be focusing on the right wing, possibly the central midfield, right centre back, goalkeeper. Is that what you would be doing just to get that deal done?
Do I think Liam Delap's good enough to play for Newcastle United? Yes. I think he is all the hallmarks of what Newcastle United would want. They would want a young, athletic, goal-scoring striker to come in and be an alternative to Alexander Isak. I think the fact that he's English is an added bonus for Newcastle United. I think they want to, I say they, in particular, Eddie Howe wants to develop young English talent. And I think he would be absolutely perfect for them. You know, he's not a Jonathan David that scored or created 30-something goal contributions this season, but what he is someone that can be grown and developed and molded into the image of what Newcastle United want. So for me, I think absolutely. And the fact that he's 30 million means, I genuinely think that would mean that there's more money to spend elsewhere. I think they're happy to spend around 30 million on that because of what he will give in the future. As well as that, I think that it will allow other players to be linked. There's talks of us still being interested in Mark Gay, and I think we talked about on the striker show the likes of Ekatike that might be that 40, 50 million. There's other strikers that could well cost a lot more money. Liam Delap provides value at 30 million, and that would allow us to spend more money elsewhere. And I think it would allow us to have an excellent window in other positions, centre back, right wing, all the others. I think that's where it would allow us to really kind of set a light on our business. So absolutely, I think it will allow us to do exactly what we want us to do, and to be able to compete at the top table, which is fight for Champions League next season, Champions League football, fingers crossed. I think it allows us to do both.
Yeah. And
the other thing, like, he's
go on, Dustin.
So yeah, no, just like he's Premier League experience as well. He's English, even though his dad played for Ireland. But look, Eddie Howe would like that as well. He'd be able to get his ideas across him straight away. So that's something that would tick the box for Eddie Howe. Of course, the 30 million is a steal for everyone looking at him.
Hello,
Sorry,
Jordan.
Who was that?
I wondered who that was.
Apologies. I was in the process of loading the video up of Will Osula. Because Will Osula's done a little short video. In fact, it's here, so I'll play it now.
Oh, go on, play it.
Hello, Jordies. Will Osula here. Thank you for the constant love and support you guys are showing me. I appreciate it all. And let's continue. W's in the chat.
Yeah, W's in the chat.
There we go. And as well as that, I don't know if you want to throw the picture up, Daz, but the team photo is in. It's on the system for you.
It is.
There it is.
Did you already put it up?
No, here it is.
Yeah.
Can you see now?
Yeah. No, I can see it.
Where's Eddie Howe? I thought he'd be in the middle. At the back, as usual.
Oh, at the back next to Isak.
He's always hiding at the back somewhere. Is Joelinton there? Not there? No. I know obviously he wasn't in the squad, but I didn't know if he'd be watching the game or not. But
no,
Joelinton's
can't see Big Joe. Is that Lascelles in the back right? Is that Lascelles? Yeah. Brilliant.
All the boys are there.
Taylor.
Huh?
Joking.
I was going to say, because I looked and I was like, is that Stephen Taylor?
No.
Hold on. Is this right? Is that right?
No.
I'm not right. I clicked off. It is. It is.
Oh.
I tell you what, boys.
That call by you, Pete. You said you'd like to see them win it.
I just had a feeling. Yeah, it's a pen. It's a pen all day. That's a pen all day on Eze. Tell you what, Eze, Eze's been excellent. I haven't watched this part of the second half because I switched it off.
Is he taking it though?
Is
he taking that bit?
See, this is the thing. I watched these reactions to when we beat them 5-0, and everyone was saying that Mateta should have taken it. So I'm assuming Eze looks like he's nowhere near it. If you want to hold on, I'll give you a bit of a play-by-play.
Oh yeah, go on, mate. Go on.
Villa fans look absolutely distraught.
Taking it.
Why are they checking it? Apparently they're checking it, but it's a definite penalty. Like for me, 100% definite penalty. But they're checking it anyway. Mateta's hovering. We do know that Martinez is a very good penalty saver. It is a penalty. It's confirmed.
Good.
Mateta is stepping up to take it. Now, you know what Martinez is like. If anyone that watched them in the Europa Conference League last season, he is a bit of a shit house.
Is he using his golden glove?
Quite possibly. But Mateta steps up, or is about to step up. Oh. I think Joelinton for life might be ahead of me. He says it's missed. Yeah, could well be. Could well be.
Terrible. Oh no.
I'm slightly blind because I'm watching it on my phone, so I apologize.
Oh.
Awful. Yeah. The outside of the post and wide, that could change things.
Oh.
Let's see how that plays out.
But it just shows that Palace have been on the front foot. They didn't just sit on the 1-0. They went out and they tried to get more. It's a poor penalty just watching from behind the goal. I wasn't sure if Martinez got anything on it, but he didn't. It wouldn't surprise me if it Spurs Villa back into it now. Claire Jesus said the same, actually. I've just seen a comment. So yeah, let's see. Sorry, boys.
No.
I'm slightly away from it, but yeah, interesting.
Oh, let's see. But yeah, Rich Moneymakers, good to see you in the chat, Rich. I haven't seen you for a while, mate. Hope you're well. I know I'm saying this. I know you've left the chat now because you said that you were recovering.
Rich is the Liverpool. Sorry, is it Rich the Everton fan?
Chelsea. I think he's Chelsea. Yeah, I think he's Chelsea fan. But yeah, Rich, thanks for tuning in, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're better after your surgery, fella. And just want to give you that shout out. But yeah, Rich says it would be a bit mad that Newcastle and Chelsea take the Champions League place and Man City and Villa lose out. What I want to ask you, boys, are you unmoved after today's results? Obviously, taking into account Chelsea's win over Everton, but are you unmoved in how you see the top five? We know obviously Liverpool, Arsenal most probably will be top five. Liverpool definitely, but are you? Have you changed your mind on who's going to be in that top five at all?
I'm still the same. Replacing Chelsea with Nottingham Forest, as in the makeup of it, the final positions could go but at least for three of them. But I think it'll be us, Forest, and Man City.
Yeah, you the same, Pete? Us, Forest, Man City.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to it, but I'm. Chelsea winning today, I thought they would draw. And to be fair, probably could have if Everton had their shooting boots on. I think that Chelsea have just got a knack of just keeping themselves in the mix. And that's what not necessarily worries me, but that's what kind of makes me think that it's not necessarily a done deal with us, Forest and City. And this is why I think Thursday's massive. I think Thursday's massive for Forest because if they don't win, if they lose, for example, Chelsea got a better goal difference in them. That then puts Chelsea in the driving seat ahead of Forest, and that puts massive pressure on Forest. Even if Forest get a point, what it does, it takes the pressure off us to an extent because would be a point clear or 2 points clear of Chelsea. But it puts the emphasis back on Forest more than it would us.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Thursday is really crucial. I think if Forest go on and win that game and they go a point ahead of us, I think it almost solidifies Forest because they'll get enough points to put it in the mix. The one thing I'll say, I'll be honest, boys, and I've been thinking about this for the last sort of 24 hours when looking at the table, is that I do worry that if we don't get anything at Brighton, that it puts the pressure on us and less off Forest and Man City, and it becomes a shootout for fifth for us.
Yeah,
Chelsea and Villa for fighting out. I would much rather us be sitting in third. Of course, we would. I'd much rather us go and get that win at Brighton, and it puts pressure on the teams below us. I don't want us to be having the pressure for fifth place. Yeah, because I don't think that pressure is great for us, particularly going into the Brighton game or the Chelsea game. I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. Even if we go to Brighton and get a point, I still think that's a good point. We need to go and then get the win at Chelsea to kind of almost solidify it. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
We don't want what we don't want is we don't want to potentially say we lost to Brighton. It puts all the pressure on the Chelsea game. 2-0. Tell you what, this is it. We're gonna have to stick
Rich is at that game, I think, as well.
Oh, Rich!
What a goal! Wow, Saar. I tell you what, he's been an awesome signing for
Ismail Sarr's been great, hasn't he? Yeah.
He has been. They spent peanuts on him.
Yeah, they did. They got him from Marseille, didn't they, Pete? Was it Marseille?
Yeah, I think he went from Watford to Marseille or somewhere, and then back to England in Pack. What a strike! It's got to be about nearly 30 yards out.
Oof.
Low and hard, bang into the bottom left-hand corner.
Brilliant.
What a strike, lad!
I tell you what, boys, it must be hard. It must be hard on the likes of Rich and Billy now, because first the Champions League, then the FA Cup, and then potentially
the Champions League gone on them again.
On the Champions League, yeah, that's 3 hammer blows in the space of what, 2 weeks.
That's got to be 25 to 30 yards out. That strike.
Wow.
That's a rocket. Bottom corner. Boom. What a hit. I messaged Dee this morning because he put a picture on being outside on Wembley Way, and I was like, go and win it, fella. Because I said to him, we couldn't do a preview for the Palace game, unfortunately, but I did say to him, I have a feeling that Palace, would beat Villa, but I've also got a feeling that they'll go on and win it. Whoever they play, Forest or Man City, I just have a feeling that they'll win it. I don't understand. I don't know why. I just do. But 2-0 up now, with 60 minutes gone. It'll be some turnaround if Villa win that.
Just imagine how huge that is for Palace. The first ever trophy that they've won, and then they go and get Europa League football. It's huge, isn't it? Huge.
They haven't won it yet.
They haven't, and that's the key. That's the key point to remember. They haven't won it yet, but the point that you just made, Chris, is a really
but
really
if they were to, though, that's massive, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's massive.
Yeah. Absolutely. The point is a good one because we know what it's like.
Yeah,
we've been there and we've experienced what it means to us to win that this season. So it's kind of like, you know what? Yeah, and I have to say, boys, you look at the spine of that Palace team. It's a fucking good spine. You got Henderson, that I think is a really good goalkeeper.
Yeah, I
think
do.
He's a very good goalkeeper.
I do.
You've got Lacroix, who I think's performed better than Gay this season. Mark Gay as well, if you want to add him to that spine. You've got Wharton
playing on the left rather than the right.
Gay
hasn't he been playing on the left? Yeah.
Because they're playing back three, so Lacroix's been playing sort of central. They do interchange, but Gay ultimately plays on the left. But having those two as a centre back trio at 3, then you got Wharton, who I have to say he's growing on me massively. He's been he has been very, very good in recent weeks. I know he didn't start against us, but the more I've watched of him, I do like him a lot. And then you've got Saar, you've got Eze, and then you've got Mateta. What a spine that is.
Yeah. And then you add to that, you know, the likes of Muniz. Muniz at right back has been brilliant.
Brilliant. Just signed a new contract as well.
Really good player. Yeah.
Right, boys, we're going to end it there. We said we get on and get our reaction in as right after the game. But thanks for everyone for sticking with us, and thanks for everyone for watching. Yes, we saw that. We saw that one for Joy 2 for Life. I'm sure we can get that on the screen for Top Table Talk as well. So keep that one in mind, Joy 2 for Life. So yes, we have to set that up for this week coming. But yeah, that is it. It is a wrap. We're going to play out with the Howe because Eddie's back. Thanks everyone. Smash that like button on the way out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. W's in the chat, yeah.
Hello Geordies, William Osula here. Thank you for the constant love and support you guys are showing me. I appreciate it all, and let's continue. W's in the chat.